how did your homeschooling journey begin?
Shan, let's be serious about this. Very serious. Sun 2013, Hindustan. Shan, start.
Our homeschooling journey began when our father was writing Loved and Married to Life, his second book.
Which is the story of a family that moves from an urban setup to the countryside. Now, when they move from the urban setup to the countryside, obviously, what happens to the kids if they cannot go to school? So the choice is
Homeschooling.
at that point of time, it was a new concept to him. So obviously, he began researching it from the perspective of the book.
One day I was just sharing the idea with Sonnal, and Sonnal heard the idea.
Mom told, why can't Mike, Samaira and Shimayan, Shahan and Shahaan homeschool?
So from that point onwards, the research for homeschooling was all for our kids. Before that, it was more for the book.
I was quite taken aback when I heard that no school, and it's something like a necessity. So I was like, is it possible? Then he started researching and he started talking to people, and we actually discovered that there are actually so many people already doing homeschooling.
I was reading a lot of homeschooling articles by homeschooling parents, homeschooling children, and we met a couple of people, I suppose, and then the decision was taken.
The first decision actually came when we attended the Khandala conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the place where all over India we saw so many people were homeschooling, and we got to actually see the homeschool kids. And that said that if this is freedom, then I want my children to have this freedom.
It is called the IHC, Indian Homeschooling Conference, which is I think going to be soon held in the month of February, and this time I think it is in Hyderabad, I suppose.
So after starting homeschooling, like very diligent sanskari children, we went to buy books in the car.
So we went to this book center and we started asking for books.
Like every year, because they were already in ICSE, so we went to the regular bookstore in April itself.
Conditionings actually.
Yeah, so a lot of unlearning happened there. So we went into the bookstore there and we were standing outside the bookstore and it was so crowded, and the person from there is asking me which school, and I am wondering how do I explain to him like our kids are going to homeschool. I think that was really a kind of a so Sonnal has already written a blog on it called the U-turn.
We were so conditioned to school, so we thought, okay, we are not going to school, but our children have to do everything, all academy. So we thought we'll get the grade appropriate books and make them study. So yes, we went to stationery shop as he says, and this crowd, we had to give a name of a school and we didn't have any name of the school, and that's where we actually stopped in the tracks and we asked a very important question there as to why are we here. Because otherwise we had to be there, we had to buy the book on that very day, because yes, the classes had started of ICSE or children had exam the next week because cyclic tests were happening, children would have projects, children would have notes to make. And then suddenly we realized, if we are homeschooling, that means we don't have any cyclic tests. We don't have a class to go to. My children don't have to make any notes. And that's it. We can take these books any day.
The unlearning began from that very moment.